Gold Rush recap: Kevin Beets marks major milestone while Rick Ness hits roadblock. The Gold Rush miners officially reached the halfway point of the season. Tony Beets had his best start with 3 wash plants until the shaker deck and SLO. A lot went down for repair and maintenance. This stalled the operation a bit. 2,600 into his 5,000-ounce goal. It's been an uphill battle for Tony's eldest son, Kevin, as the first-time mine boss worked through tons of obstacles and personnel drama on his road to even getting some gold out of the ground. Things look to be turning around, though, on that front heading into the January 24 episode. Meanwhile, Rick Ness cleaned out the last bit of Rally Valley, which meant the newly minted Yukon landowner needed to search for another cash cow. Let's take a look at what went down this week. Rick Ness over at Duncan Creek. Ness was riding high as a new landowner, and after a great finish for Rally Valley, he has begun the hunt for his next mammoth payday. His first potential option was the crew cut, but that hasn't delivered much despite the lack of returns. Bull was convinced he could find gold over there. The foreman got one more week from Ness to prove it. The foreman sees reasons for him to continue. Others on the team continued to work through the crew cut pile until Kyle Lawson ran into issues with the parking brake of his loader. This threatened to shut down Rocky, the only working wash plant. Mechanic Ryan Kent investigated and found the culprit was a blown accessory drive belt. They didn't have a replacement, which meant having to shut down the plant. Kent's MacGyver fix was to use his truck's air compressor to disengage the loader's parking brake, move the loader away from the plant, and bring in the spare loader to clear the tailings pile. The plan worked until the spare loader's tilt linkage snapped in half with no loader to clear tailings. The wash plant was again dormant. To get Rocky back, Sozing Kent moved the 460 excavator and a rock truck out of the crew cut for Lawson to run both and do the job of one loader. In the meantime, the new solution for now was to move parts from one loader to the other. This got them back at full strength. The Ness group met up for a weighing. The results were a terrible 9.280, worth around $23,000. The crew cut was a bust. Miz needed to look elsewhere. Kevin Beets at Scryer Creek. It was a monumental day for Kevin. After months of breakdowns and delays, he was ready to fire up his own wash plant and get that first taste of the good stuff. And with a mountain of links cut pay to run, there may be some hope to hit his 1,000-ounce goal for the season. Kevin leveled up his operation with a giant power source that, to his knowledge, nobody in the Yukon was using. He invested around $100,000 from his life savings for this new generator. The benefits with the propane power generator were that it was better for the environment than diesel and cheaper to run, though with it being propane that meant more flammable, so it had to be handled carefully. Crew veteran Len HRA was tasked with moving the important new addition to the right spot, which was easier said than done. With everything in place after 3 months, Kevin was finally running pay dirt. Things don't go smoothly. Moments after starting his wash plant had to shut down as the team figured out the proper place for the conveyor to help the pay get to the pre-wash. Kevin got a visit from his parents on his birthday. A nice gift was he started sozing and seeing some gold. Tony Beets were back at Indian River, and the king of the Klondike has faced a few hiccups on his way to his 5,000-ounce goal. Thankfully, he had the 35-year-old TRL sling with his youngest son Mike heading up the site. The Troll's fuel transfer pump on the generator faced some issues. Mike called Tony about the generator surging. He instructed him not to run and to send the crew to haul PayPal. He wanted a good pile for the TRL to work through. Once the generator was fixed, Tony later agreed to send another generator. Gold Rush recap: Rick achieves Yukon dream and Beets crew member quits. There was more problems for Tony to help deal with after an excavator in the